Keep Blake alongside him. Bednarek is trying to run the two of them down. It's going to be very close here. It's going to be Kenny again!
He's never been the favorite. He's always been second. But what if the most dangerous sprinter in 2025 isn't the one with the gold medals, but the one chasing them down? Every year in track and field, a few names start to rise above the rest. Athletes who don't just win, they dominate. In 2025, that name is Kenny Bednarek. From lighting up the Grand Slam track circuit to delivering historic performances in relays, Bednarek is no longer the perennial silver medalist. He's making a serious case to be the top sprinter in the world, and if his current momentum continues, this might be the year he finally claims his gold.
Pretty even start, all right in the middle. Seville has got out strong, so is Keep Blake alongside him. Bednarek is trying to...
Kenny Bednarek's 2025 campaign ignited with a bang at the Grand Slam Track Series. In Kingston, he clinched the 100 meters in 10.07 seconds and the 200 meters in 20.07 seconds, securing a perfect 24-point score and a $100,000 prize. He replicated this feat in Miami, clocking a wind-assisted 9.79 in the 100 meters and a world-leading 19.84 in the 200 meters, adding another $100,000 to his earnings.
Continues to go away. Hughes is charging at the end, but they're not going to catch Kenny. Kenny takes the win. 20.06.
What stood out even more than the times was how easy he made it look. His start was sharper, his drive phase more explosive, and the way he separated in the final 50 meters. That was the mark of someone operating on a different level. You could see it in the way other runners reacted, not with frustration, but with quiet recognition. They knew something had shifted. At the 2025 World Relays in Guangzhou, Bednarek's prowess shone brightly. Anchoring Team USA in the 4x100 meter relay, he delivered the fastest splits in both the semifinal and final. Despite the team's silver finish behind South Africa's 37.61 world-leading time, Bednarek's explosive legs were pivotal in Team USA's season-best 37.66. And here's where it gets even crazier. His second leg split, 8.79 seconds. That's not just fast, that's historic. Only a handful of athletes in history have ever run a relay segment that quickly. It wasn't just the fastest of the day, it was a message, and it echoed loudly across the sprinting world. Kenny Bednarek is not here to follow. He's here to lead. For years, Bednarek has played second fiddle on the global stage. At the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, he finished second in the 200 meters. The next year at the World Championships, another silver. And in the 2024 Paris Olympics, yet again, a runner-up spot, despite an excellent time of 19.62. What made these results more frustrating is that in any other Olympic year, his times would have likely earned gold. But like Jamaican legend Johan Blake, who was always overshadowed by Usain Bolt, Bednarek seemed destined to always be the bridesmaid. But 2025 feels different. There's a noticeable shift in his mindset and performance. It's not just about competing anymore. It's about winning. One of the most striking patterns in Bednarek's career is his ability to peak at exactly the right time. In 2021, 2022, 2023, and again in 2024, his fastest 200-meter times came at either the World Championships or the very end of the season. Each time he dipped under 19.8 seconds, consistently placing him among the world's best. Kenny Bednarek's personal best in the 200 meters is 19.57 seconds, achieved on September 5, 2024. He also ran a windy time of 19.49 in 2024. In the 100 meters, his personal best is 9.87 seconds, achieved with a plus 0.4 meters per second wind on May 3, 2025. He also ran a windy 9.79 in 2025. This trait, the ability to deliver when it matters most, is incredibly rare. Many athletes peak too early in the season or struggle with injuries and burnout. Bednarek? He seems to get stronger as the season progresses. And while others chase personal bests early in the season, Bednarek has developed a kind of patience and strategy. He doesn't burn out. He builds, slowly, steadily, until he explodes when it counts. That's not luck. That's championship DNA. What's perhaps even more impressive than his physical form is his mental game. Bednarek has matured into an athlete who knows how to handle pressure, adapt his strategy, and push through setbacks. You can see it in how he finishes races now. More composed, more confident, and with a purpose. His social media presence and interviews also reflect a different energy. He's not just excited to be on the podium anymore. He wants the top step, and everything he's doing this season is aligned with that goal. Of course, the road to gold is never easy. Bednarek is not running alone. Athletes like Letsile Tebogo, Seville, and U.S. teammate Noah Lyles are all serious threats. Tebogo especially, the Olympic champion who narrowly beat Bednarek in Paris, is expected to bring his A-game. But here's the thing, Bednarek has already proven he can hang with and even beat these guys. His double wins in the Grand Slam meets and record-setting relay leg are proof that he's operating at a higher level in 2025.
10-7 or 9-7-8. I know there's a win, but heck of a performance. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, as soon as the gun went off, I got out with the back like I did doing at practice, and I knew the win was mine.
Momentum is everything in track and field, and right now Bednarek has it in spades. His times are improving, his confidence is growing, and his consistency is unmatched. He's not just getting lucky, he's putting in the work, adjusting where needed, and delivering when it counts. The 19.57 he ran at the 2024 Diamond League in Zurich, his personal best, was a glimpse into what he's capable of. And now, with another full year of training and experience under his belt, there's no telling how fast he can go. Looking ahead to the World Championships in Tokyo, the stage is set for a breakout moment. If Bednarek can maintain his form and continue building on his early season performances, he'll be a top favorite in both the 100 meters and 200 meters. And remember, the 200 meters is his bread and butter. This is the event where he's most dangerous, where he's consistently posted world-class times. In 2025, Kenny Bednarek set the fastest time in the world this year by winning the 200 meters in 19.84 seconds at Sunday's Grand Slam Track Series Miami meet. Now the question is, can he dip under 19.5? If Bednarek does manage to capture his first global gold this year, the narrative around him will change forever. No longer the guy who came close, no longer the Silver King, but a true champion, a sprinter who rose through near misses and turned them into history-making wins. And even if he falls just short again, the fact remains, he's one of the most consistent and thrilling sprinters of this era. His legacy is already being written in split times, victories, and relentless drive. Kenny Bednarek's 2025 season has all the ingredients of a career-defining run. From Grand Slam sweeps to historic relay splits, he's not just running fast, he's running like a man on a mission. With the World Championships on the horizon and momentum on his side, this might finally be the year he gets his gold. But one thing's for sure, if you want to beat Kenny Bednarek in 2025, especially in the 200 meters, you'll need to deliver one of the fastest performances the world has ever seen. What do you think Bednarek is capable of this year? Drop your predictions in the comments and let us know if you think this is finally his golden year. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more track and field stories, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. This sprinting season is just getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next.
Wind him up and watch him go here, Gout. He's already got the stagger, so he moves right off.
Den Block und jetzt kommt und jetzt ist Usain Bolt nicht zu halten.
A 17-year-old just ran faster than Usain Bolt did at the same age, and he's not from the US or Jamaica. Meet the Australian teenager who's leaving legends in the dust and rewriting the future of sprinting before he's even finished high school. Born to South Sudanese parents who immigrated to Australia for a better life, Gout grew up in Ipswich, Queensland. His journey didn't begin on a track. Like many Australian kids, his early athletic days were spent chasing a soccer ball. It wasn't until a school athletics carnival that Gout stumbled upon his true gift. At just 12, he exploded onto the school track, leaving older competitors stunned. That one performance was all it took to reroute his destiny. His coach, Di Shepherd, saw the signs immediately: freakish acceleration, natural form, and a deep hunger to improve. She shifted his focus from soccer to sprinting, setting him on a path that would soon put the nation's spotlight on his young shoulders.
It was just like the chest kind of squeezing and then just releasing. It was like, we got it, like we did it. Anything's possible. sky's the limit.
The world is its oyster.
Exactly, 100%.
By 14, Gout wasn't just winning races, he was making history. Going under 10 seconds for the first time is the latest achievement in Gout's promising young career, which began getting global attention after he ran the 100 meters in 10.57 seconds as a 14-year-old in 2022, setting a new Australian under 16 record. But he wasn't done. The following year, he ran 20.87 in the 200 meters, eclipsing the under 18 national record and sending shockwaves through the athletics community. The defining moment came in December 2024. In front of a stunned crowd at the Australian All-Schools Athletics Championships, Gout ran the 200 meters in 20.04 seconds. Not only did this time break a 56-year-old Australian record set by Peter Norman, but it also beat the time Usain Bolt ran at the same age.
John out wide from WA. Josiah John. Gout though now shows his class. Gout from Queensland. 20.87. That is a national record.
Suddenly, Gout wasn't just Australia's fastest teen, he was a global talking point. Even seasoned athletes who dominated for years began to take notice. Coaches from rival countries studied his form, his cadence, and even his off-track discipline. The murmurs in international circles grew louder. Who is this kid from Ipswich? And how far could he go? While the 200 meters was where he made headlines, Gout's performances in the 100 meters hinted at something even more explosive. In December 2024, during national heats, he ran a wine-assisted 10.04 and then legally posted a 10.17 in the final, setting another Australian under 18 record.
Through his Gout to the Queenslander. He hasn't even touched the ground yet, the young man, and he's boomed away here in the heats, and he's gone. 10.05!
But then came April 2025. At the Australian Athletics Championships, Gout clocked a win-assisted 9.99. While not officially counted due to the tailwind, it marked a psychological milestone. Gout had unofficially cracked the mythical sub-10-second barrier. Only a handful of Australians have ever done it, and none at 17. What made the feat even more mind-bending was how effortlessly he seemed to glide through the finish line. Spectators who were there speak of it in reverent tones, like witnessing something historic. He didn't just run fast, he ran with a maturity, with a sense of calm urgency that's usually found in veterans. Local dominance is one thing. International medals, that's what cements a reputation. At the 2024 World Athletics U20 Championships in Lima, Peru, Gout proved he belonged on the global stage. Running a composed and tactical race, he claimed silver in the 200 meters, finishing just 0.08 seconds behind gold. For a teenager running against seasoned competitors from sprinting powerhouses, it was a major statement. Gout was no longer just a prodigy from Ipswich. He was now a contender on the world scene. Naturally, the comparisons started flooding in. Media outlets dubbed him Australia's Bolt, referencing his age group records and composure on the track. But while these headlines drew attention, they also brought weight. Gout's manager, James Templeton, acknowledged the pressure, warning that such labels can burden a developing athlete. Gout, however, seems unfazed. He's been quoted saying he admires Bolt but wants to build his own legacy. And with his maturity, that's exactly what he's doing. When Adidas signed Gout in October 2024, they weren't just banking on a fast kid. They were investing in a future brand ambassador, a potential Olympic face. The deal gave Gout access to elite gear, training support, and a platform to grow his profile globally. "I'm super excited to have signed with Adidas," Gout told Sidious Mag. His social media began to reflect this change. More professional photos, branded appearances, and sponsored posts started rolling in. But unlike many teens in the spotlight, Gout has kept his image clean, focused, and humble. In May 2025, a strategic decision sparked online debates. Instead of competing in a higher-tier event, Gout chose to run in the under-23 200-meter race in Monaco. Critics claimed he was ducking elite competition. Fans worried he was playing it too safe. But insiders, including Australian sprinter Lachlan Kennedy, defended the move. Gout, they explained, was prioritizing international exposure, managing his workload, and gaining valuable experience overseas without burning out. In hindsight, it seemed like a smart call. His form stayed sharp, and he avoided unnecessary injuries. What sets Gout apart isn't just his speed, It's his head. Despite the fame, media frenzy, and Bolt comparisons, he's remained grounded. He credits his family, particularly his parents, for instilling discipline and perspective. Interviews reveal a teenager who loves anime, enjoys quiet time, and rarely posts boastful content. His coach describes him as a sponge, soaking up advice, staying curious, and always striving to improve, she said. He's at that point pretty much now, which is kind of tough when you think he's still at school. Behind the scenes, his team keeps a tight circle. No big entourage, no drama, just focus and purpose. That discipline might be his most dangerous weapon. Those close to Gout say his work ethic borders on obsessive. Early morning training, evening sessions, endless drills, it's all part of his blueprint for greatness. He studies film, asks endless questions, and isn't afraid to revisit the basics if it means shaving a fraction off his time. The short-term goal is clear, Paris 2024, but long-term, all eyes are on Brisbane 2032. Gout will be 24, in his absolute prime. If his current trajectory continues, he won't just be a participant. He could be the face of the games. Australia hasn't had a global sprinting champion in decades. With Gout, they might finally have a homegrown icon who can stand atop the Olympic podium. In an era dominated by superstars from the Americas and Caribbean, Gout is a refreshing anomaly. A teenage sensation from down under who's not just keeping up, but leading the pack. His record-breaking times, global medals, and calm demeanor hint at a once-in-a-generation athlete. But what's perhaps most exciting is how early this is all happening. He's only just begun. Gout's rise isn't just a story of speed, it's about discovering your gift, working relentlessly, and blocking out the noise to chase greatness. At just 17, he's shattered national records, beat Bolt's age group times, and stood on global podiums. And yet, he still trains like an underdog. For Australia, he represents hope for a new chapter in track and field. For the world, he might just be the next name every sprinter studies. Because when Gout runs, history doesn't just follow. It struggles to keep up. If you think this is the last time you'll hear Gout's name, think again. Hit that subscribe button and stay locked in for the rise of Australia's next sprinting legend.
The bend and Knighton now into his running. Nina in pursuit. De Grasse with a lot of work to do. And Fambulla looks to be labouring. It really is all too easy. 1970.
He's not even 20, but he just ran faster than Usain Bolt did at his age. How is that possible? And why are some experts calling him the future of sprinting? The truth might just blow your mind. His name is Errol Knighton, and he's not just fast, he's making people believe that the US might finally have someone who can catch up to Bolt's ghost. This isn't just about racing, it's about chasing history, and maybe even rewriting it. Arian didn't start on the track. He was a football kid in Tampa, Florida. He had speed, but his eyes were on touchdowns, not gold medals. Errol Knighton was born in Tampa, Florida in 2004. That changed in 2019. Just for fun, he tried track. But what happened next shocked everyone. He was faster than kids who had been running for years. Coaches couldn't believe it. He had natural speed that you just can't teach. One race turned into two, then into seasons filled with wins. Every time he ran, it felt like watching someone who had a secret superpower. People started calling him a phenom. At local meets, he was the name whispered before the gun went off. But what made him even more surprising was how calm he stayed through all the buzz. He wasn't bragging, he wasn't showboating, he just showed up, ran, and left jaws on the ground. It was like he had found something he was born to do, and the track became his playground. By the time he was 16, Errol was running times that looked unreal. In 2021, he ran the 200 meters in 19.74 seconds. That's faster than what Bolt ran at his age. People around the world took notice. The comparison started. Was this the next sprinting king? Some said yes. Others thought it was just hype. But for Errol, it was just the beginning. That race opened doors. Suddenly, the teen from Tampa had the attention of every track fan and sports reporter on the planet.
Kenny Bednarek. How about Errol Knighton? That looks like the three going to Tokyo.
He wasn't just a headline, he was the headline. Magazine covers, interviews, YouTube videos breaking down his stride. He was everywhere. But the fame didn't shake him. He stuck to the basics. Training, learning, improving. While the world watched, Errol stayed focused. That's what made his next move even more impressive. Then came 2022, Ariane stepped onto the track and dropped a 19.49-second 200-meter. It wasn't just fast, it was historic. He became the 4th fastest man ever at that distance. And he did it before his 19th birthday. Suddenly, the doubters got quiet. This wasn't hype anymore. This was real. His name was now mentioned alongside legends, the kind of names that are carved into Olympic history.